So my name's Nick Thorogood. I'm the owner or co-owner and co-founder of Odyssey Movement in Canggu. I run the fitness side of Odyssey Movement, and my business partner Erin Kint runs the yoga side of Odyssey Movement in Canggu. We run a fitness studio, yoga studio, cafe, boutique, and we also have retreats and yoga teacher trainings. We run them all out of Canggu, Bali. So we've been running this and managing this for 2 years so far. I must say the last 6 months or so has been probably the most challenging out of them all. But as far as my background is concerned, I'm from the United Kingdom originally, so I'm from England. I'm from a county called Hertfordshire, England, which is just north of London. I spent a long time living in Australia before I moved to Bali 2 years ago. I was always really into sport ever since I was kind of 3 years old or 4 years old. Wanted to, kick footballs around, and I'd always have a football at my feet, just walking around the house and, playing at the park and playing football and competing. I loved football, rugby, tennis. I like to run. I like to hike. I'm not so big on the water sports. I'm not so great at those, but yeah, always kind of the traditional sports and team sports especially, always absolutely loved. And I probably got into fitness when I was about 10. I loved it. I just got obsessed. I absolutely loved it. So, I started doing sit-ups and push-ups and seeing the effect on my body, and, you'd see it on the TV and you'd want to do that kind of thing. So got into boxing a couple of years after that as well, which is a big part of my life now. I love to teach boxing. I like to do it myself. Never had a fight, a professional fight, but that is on my to-do list, is to try having some kind of competitive boxing match. That would be awesome. But yeah, I started boxing when I was about 12 years old. And it was because my brother and I used to argue and fight a lot as kids. So, we grew up living, in very close quarters. Me and my brother are only 2 years apart. So we used to have disagreements as young guys do. And my mum actually suggested we get into some boxing lessons and got us booked in with a personal trainer to do boxing. And just loved it since then. I did my work experience as a 14-year-old in a boxing gym, and just from there I was obsessed with training and fitness and wanting to get as fit as I possibly could. I think sport is just the team mentality that you get and the community, which it's followed on to what I do today still as well. So the community that we have at this studio is really special. We've had people from all over the world that have come to the studio, and the main comment that we get is that it's so welcoming as a community. You can come in and feel like you've made friends, and that's the same thing with sport. Every time I move to a new city, and I've probably moved about 10 times now to different cities and started up a new chapter in my life. And every time I look for a football team first, or I look for some kind of fitness center first, where I'm going to build that community. And I think that's the main thing, is that, you have friends for life. I've still got friends on my Facebook that I played football with when I was 4 years old, and you remain friends. And I think it's a common interest. It's having having that sports and fitness interest, and slightly competitive, and that's that's what I am myself. I'm competitive, and I want to not only beat myself, but if I'm in competition in playing football or running or fitness or whatever, if I'm in a slight competition, it's still friendly and it's still fun, but that competition is something that that makes people connect, and the health and fitness side of it, and the enjoyment that you get from exerting yourself physically. We always thought it would be a great combination to have the fitness classes and yoga classes where you can get the best of both worlds. We'd always seen that, and we just had a similar, a synergy in how we thought this kind of studio could be. And Erin had started to run retreats, and I'd been in the fitness industry for 10 years at the time, and yeah, I just thought that Bali would be an amazing place to live. I'd always seen what everyone said about Bali, and everyone loves Bali. Everyone feels the energy here, and the people, and the culture, the food, the scenery, and the beaches, and everything. And I guess that reputation, combined with having a purpose to come here and do something like this, really drove me to come. One thing I've learned is patience. So the pace in which business moves in this country, on this island, I don't know whether it's about Indonesia, it's just a little bit slower than what I'm used to working at in England or in Australia or in other places. And what I've learned is to not push that. That's the way it is here, and that's the way the culture is, and it's beautiful, and it is, if things were rushed or done differently, it wouldn't have the beautiful pace and culture that it has. So that's one thing that I've learned is a bit of patience, and learn to not always have to do things my way or as fast as I want to. And you can slow down a little bit and learn from the people of this beautiful island. Like, learn from people and understand a different point of view. Say what you mean and mean what you say. So if you say that you are going to do something, then follow through, and everybody else will do the same. So if I say that I am going to be there for my staff, if I say that we are going to lead a training, if I say that, if I specify that I'm going to do something, mean it and follow through. And generosity was another thing. I'd say that to lead in this kind of business, and to have a team, especially within this culture, that displaying generosity and displaying compassion whilst still remaining a leader goes a long, long way. So my staff know that I will do anything for them, which means in return they respect me and they will do anything for me. I guess it's one thing that has taken a long time to adjust to is the transient nature of people coming here. It is such a destination. It is a destination for tourists. What took me a little while to get used to and a little while to adjust to was people coming in and out all the time. So people coming for a few weeks or a few months and then moving on to whatever destination they're going to. I've met some wonderful people, local tourists, residents, expats, digital nomads, and I've met some amazing people. Some of our staff here have come in and they've worked for us for 3 months and then gone off on cruise ships, or pursued their dreams in other ways. And getting used to that has been the biggest adjustment, I think. Being such a community-orientated person, understanding that not everybody is here in your life that's permanent, and realizing that that's okay.